Welcome to Neckwise Clinics. One of the most common conditions that we see across the nation in our clinics are vestibular disorders. Ménière's is the second most common. The first most common is vertigo. So there's four hallmarks to Ménière's disease: brain fog, eustachian tube dysfunction, which causes pressure and pain and hearing deficit, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, and then of course the dreaded vertigo episodes. Some of them are drop attacks where the person ends up on the floor. Some people just feel a swaying type motion, and some people get the spinning type of vertigo. Now, most people, before they end up in our office, they've been to the HENT, they've taken meclizine and antivert, they've been to the vestibular physical therapist, and they've done the eye exercises, and many times these things help. But what we found in our clinics is most of these cases are missing one thing, and it's a structural problem here at the base of the skull, where the top vertebra fits to the bottom of the head. Inside the atlas is a structure called the brainstem, and it controls the muscles inside that line the eustachian tube wall. So we find that many people with eustachian tube dysfunction is because the muscles that line the eustachian tube wall, just like your trapezius or shoulder muscle can go into spasm, so can the muscles that line the eustachian tube wall. That collapses the eustachian tube, that causes the inner pressure in the ear. It causes fluid not to be able to drain out of the inner ear. And then when it comes to the balance issues, you got the semicircular canal, which you know about the hair cells that modulate balance because there's fluid in there that's affected by gravity. There's a nerve that actually comes off the brainstem here in the upper neck that controls, or I should say, it transmits information back and forth between the inner ear and a structure in your brainstem called the vestibular nucleus. Brain fog is often lack of blood perfusion into the brain. When the upper neck is misaligned, there are structures. The vertebral artery actually supplies brain blood flow, and there's the jugular artery. The carotid artery, which comes up and supplies most of the blood into the brain. All of these things can be connected to a structural misalignment at the floor of the skull. This area is a very important area, which we call a choke point, because the neurology that controls your whole body flows through there. Blood flow into the brain, venous drainage out of the brain, and then the delicate CSF fluid balance, pressure gradient balance is inside the brain, and a misalignment at the upper neck area can affect all four of those structures. So if you haven't been evaluated by an upper cervical chiropractor, our Neckwise clinics throughout the nation offer a free consultation. You can click on a button below that says free consultation, find a clinic that's in your area, get in, get your upper cervical spine evaluated to see if it's the root cause of why you have this problem.